Hello, folks. Welcome to today's football predictions on Betcraft. It's another very beautiful Tuesday morning. Once again, we are back with our predictions on this very channel. That's what we do on a daily basis. Always looking at football games that are happening across the globe and also getting stats on each of these matches. Using those stats, we always come up with our verdict and predictions for each of these matches. Okay, and that's what we're going to do today once again. And today is a very big night. It is the Champions League night. We have Arsenal who will be lining up against Paris Saint-Germain in the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League of 2025. It is part of the games that we're going to discuss in our predictions today, and we're going to be doing that in a short while. But I want to ask those of us who are coming across our video for the first time that are yet to subscribe, take our time to hit the subscription button right now so that you don't miss out on our football matches that will always come up on this channel. Football match predictions that will always come up here on a daily basis. All right, have you done that? Okay, remember to also like and share as well, and do endeavor to join our Telegram channel where we post games on a daily. All right, that being said, without further ado, head to the business of today, and we'll be starting with the first match. It is the biggest match of tonight. It is Arsenal versus Paris Saint-Germain in the UEFA Champions League. And when you take a look at the recent games for these two sides, you can see for Arsenal, it is 3 wins and 3 draws in the last 6. They've not lost any single match. For Paris Saint-Germain, on the other hand, have actually won 3 games and a draw, losing 2 matches out of the last 6 games that they had so far. Okay, and when you take a look at how these two teams perform from home and away basis, you can see that Arsenal have been doing very well from home, winning 5 games and 4 draws in the last 10 home matches. They've actually lost 1. Out of those 10 home matches that they had. The last home game they had, so they playing out a 2-2 draw against Crystal Palace. All right, Paris Saint-Germain, on the other hand, the last 10 away games that they had, saw them winning 8 games and a draw in the last 10 away matches, and they've also had 1 loss out of those, 10 away games that they had. We saw them playing so very well against, Aston Villa, on that occasion, and they're able to defeat Aston Villa in the quarterfinals. And on head-to-head basis, we saw that the last time both teams met was actually in October of last year, and it was Arsenal who won on that very occasion, beating this very side by 2-0 at Emirates Stadium on that occasion. And once again, we are back to Emirates, and in this very one, judging by the form of Paris Saint-Germain, it's quite difficult to call, but we'll be going with both sides scoring in this one, and we expect to see Arsenal scoring as well as Paris Saint-Germain scoring. So it is a go-go match. That's what we expect for this very one, okay? And we head to the next game for today. It is in Sweden, first division, where we have Malmö, who will facing Öster. Okay, when you look at Malmö, they have 3 victories and 2 draws out of the last 6 games. They've also had 1 loss, and Öster, on the other hand, have won just 1 game, 1 draw, but have also lost 4 matches out of the last 6 games that they had so far. And when you look at how these two teams played from a one-away basis, you can see Malmö have actually won a lot of home matches, winning 7 games and 2 draws in the last 10 home matches. They've also lost 1 out of those. When you look at the away side, Öster, who have won 5 games from away and also had a draw, but have also lost 4 games out of the last 10 away games that they had. And as a matter of fact, the last 3 away games they had, so they're losing all 3, away games. And also on head-to-head basis, the last time they met was actually last year, February. It was Malmö who won on that occasion by 2-0 against this very side. That was in Swedish Cup on that occasion. And in this very one, we're definitely going for the home side of Malmö to continue winning against this very side. So it is the home side to win out shortly. That's what we expect for that very game. Okay, and that takes us to the next game that we have for you today. Also in the Sweden, but in Sweden second division, where we have Falkenberg will be coming up against Örebro. Okay, when we take a look at recent games for these two sides, Falkenberg home side have won 2 wins, 2 games and 2 draws, but have also had 2 losses out of the last 6 matches. All right, and the west side, Örebro have had just a draw, losing 5 games out of the last 6 recent appearances. And when you look at how these two teams fared on home and away basis, you can see playing from home, Falkenberg have won 6 games and 2 draws, having lost 2 matches out of the last 10 home games. And away side, Örebro, on the other hand, have won just 1 game, but have drawn 3 matches, losing 6 games. As a matter of fact, the last 4 away games they have, sort of losing all 4 away games, and the last away game sort of losing to Argeș by 3-0. Örebro have been in poor form at the times. And when you take a look at how they fared on head-to-head, basically see that Falkenberg dominated the last 2 meetings, winning this side from home by 2-1. And in this very encounter, we definitely give it to the home side, Falkenberg, to actually rise to the occasion and win out shortly here. It is a home side to win. That's what we expect for that great game. And the next we have for you today is in the Egypt Premier League. We'll have Enppi, who will be facing Ghazl Mahalla. Pardon me about the name there, but when you look at how these two teams have fared in recent games, you can see that Enppi, the home side, have had 4 wins and 2 losses out of the last 6 games, and the away side, on the other hand, Mahalla have had just a 1 win and 2 draws, using 3 games out of the last 6 recent encounters. Okay, when you take a look at how they fared from home and away basis, Enppi, the home side, have actually been able to achieve 6 victories and a draw, losing 3 matches in the last 10 home games. And the away side, on the other hand, Mahalla have had just 2 victories and 2 draws, but have also lost 6 matches out of the last 10 away matches that they have so far. All right, on head-to-head basis, the last meeting between these two sides, Mahalla played from home and won against Enppi by 3-1. But prior to that, we saw Enppi beating this very side from home by 1-0. All right, it's a matter of since that it's a matter of who is playing from home between these two sides, and in this very one, we are going for the home side to not lose outright. So we expect to see the home side either win or draw in this one, and under 4.5. Home win or draw and under 4, that's what we expect for this very game. And that takes us to the last game for today. It is in Romania, League 2. We'll have Metaloglobus coming up against their Argeș. All right, Metaloglobus in the last 6 games have had just 2 draws, but have also lost 6 matches out of the last 6 games that they had. And away side, Argeș have won 5 games and a draw. Having just 1 draw, losing none in the last 6 games that they have so far. And you see, when you take a look at how these two teams fared from home and away basis, Metaloglobus, the home side, have actually won 4 matches and 2 draws, but they've lost 4 games in the last recent 10 home matches, and away side Argeș on the other hand have had 5 victories and 2 draws, losing 3 matches out of the last 10 away games. They've been doing very well. Argeș, the last 3 away games saw them winning 2 and drawing 1. They've not lost in the last 3 away games that they had. And in this very one, when you take a look at how they fared, on head-to-head basis, it was Argeș who actually, dominated, winning the last meeting, which was earlier this month, by 1-0 against Metaloglobus, and they were also won last year from away, by 2-1 against this very side. So it is Argeș that we expect to rise to the occasion once again, and in this very one, we expect the away side to not lose. We expect to see the away side to either win or draw, and yet under 4.5. So away win or draw and under 4.5. That's all for that very game, and that will bring our predictions for you today on BetCraft to conclusion. We wish you the very best of luck and hope you to get good score. And also remember to play responsibly, as these are football games. Sometimes it may not be exactly what it seems. It may present some level of surprises. All right, that being said, tomorrow is another day, and we'll be back with our predictions. All right, on this very channel. Do not miss out. But until that time, keep winning.